Mottola, right?
I am that guy.
Big business in his life and artists he's worked with. You pretty much, you don't hold back. Hitmaker, the man in his music is the book. I remember there was a moment working at MTV. I was right there when Michael Jackson came out and made some really explosive comments about who you are and the relationship between you and he. How did you first start working with Michael? And what did you think?
we worked together probably 12 years or more prior to that.
Because Michael didn't come out and make public announcements often, so the whole world was watching. And this is what he said.
The record companies really, really do conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can, especially the black artists. Sony, Tommy Mottola. Tommy Mottola is the president of the record division. He is he's a racist, and he's very, very, very devilish.
Devilish.
Right. So the next day I wake up and I see my picture in the paper with devil horns on the front page, right? Success that he had achieved, and this is the greatest talent in the world, or one of the greatest talents in the world ever. To not have that, and then all of the pressures being put on him with all those allegations, it was tremendous pressure. So, he just lashed out at that point, and that was that.
And then you guys reconciled. You said
Absolutely.
After so y'all became cool again.
We were in business together.
Yeah.
We jointly owned the Beatles catalog with him. We had his recording contract. We had to make records together, and we got together and started doing business. Almost like nothing had ever happened.
Nothing had ever happened. Were you shocked when you found out about his death?
Ooh, I was terribly shocked because it happened.
Yeah.
But not that it happened. Do you know what I mean?
Explain that.
I mean, Michael had really not taken care of himself, in my opinion, and everybody around him never really watched him the way they should have, and was in a lot of ways were around him for all the obvious reasons. This was a money machine, simple as that. And there's no finger pointing, but at the end of the day, there were a lot of yes people. Most of them were all yes people. I was one of the few guys that said no.
Yeah.
And I was also one of the few guys that, as a result of that, A, had his respect, but B, was the subject of him when he wasn't happy as well.
Yeah.
So, I just wish that people were there to have a stronger hand in what was going on and what was not going on.